going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Lampzy and thank you for tuning into this week's video. Now today I'll be going over some transfer rumours that I have been seeing all around the internet over the last couple of weeks. Now some of them may be just a little bit crazy, some of them are pretty legit, but I do apologise in advance that a lot of these will be in and out of the Premier League, but obviously in the next couple of videos I will be going over some other leagues as well. But we'll get straight into it today. So obviously the first one that has come up on my mind today and now is Alexandro. Obviously Juventus left wing back, crazy beast, he's great for Brazil. Now obviously with Chelsea, we could probably go after anyone that we really want to, but obviously this one fits in really well with Conte's side. Obviously with the left wing back would suit in really well, but to be honest, obviously because I am a Chelsea supporter, I do watch them week in, week out. Now we've got at the left wing back spot, we've got Marcos Alonso. Now he's an absolute tank. We can't fault him for anything he does. He can score, he can defend, he's very physical, he can pass the ball really well, and I don't think we could get anyone better at that left wing spot. He's just surprised me from Fiorentina this season, but obviously Alexandro has been linked, maybe for a little bit more depth, or maybe a little bit more versatile, maybe even slot him into a centre-back role. But obviously would I give Alexandro to come to Chelsea would be a 2-star rating. Now moving on, now this one is a little bit more legit. Now Bakayoko, who is a centre defensive midfielder for Monaco, has been linked to Chelsea. Now obviously has been linked to Liverpool and Man United as well, but he apparently has spoken to his agent that he'd prefer to come to Chelsea instead of the other two teams. Now obviously Chelsea are after another centre defensive midfielder as well. Now for him to partner up with Kante would be pretty crazy, because obviously Bakayoko is in his early 20s and would probably make life a lot easier for the defenders as well. But what I give this is a 4-star rating for today. Obviously I've seen a lot of controversy that has been going online, and hopefully he does come to Chelsea because he'd be a great fit, but what will happen to Cesc Fabregas, we'll have to see. But moving on to another player from Chelsea, but moving away from Chelsea, is Michy Batshuayi. Now, it's been a bit of a disappointment this season. It's been like a Alexandre Pato 2.0 for the season. He's basically played a lot of the FA Cup games, but he's come on a lot of the time with the last 5 minutes of play in the Premier League this season, just to waste time a little bit. Now he's a very dominant striker. I'm not too sure why Conte did prefer to use Pedro and Hazard as strikers throughout the season. It's been a bit disappointing to see Batshuayi play on the subs there, or not play at all really. But obviously his link to West Ham is on loan for either 1 or 2 years, which I can see a possibility of happening. To see what he's like in the Premier League, because Chelsea are known to call their players back, but to see him not have to move away from London may make his life a little bit easier. But what I can see here is a 3-star rating for today's possibility. Now moving on to Liverpool. Now I can see this could happen, like very, very strong way of happening. Now Joe Hart obviously is playing for Torino at the moment, isn't really enjoying life at all in Italy. He's probably one of the only players from England to ever go over and play in the Calcio Serie A league. So obviously to see him come back to the Premier League would probably be a great thing. Now definitely for Liverpool, because Liverpool's defence and goalkeeper is shit. Now Mignolet, he's alright, but he's so up and down. Karius is shit. He might be good for the future, but for Liverpool they're really pushing for Champions League, and it's now or never for them. So to get Joe Hart would probably be one of the best decisions that they could do. But what I could give that is a 4-star rating. Now moving on here is Michael Keane as well there to go to Liverpool, another English player. We know what Liverpool are like with trying to buy English players, but from Burnley, because Burnley has been actually a very decent side. I've been very surprised of how they've played. I thought they may have relegated, but obviously they've made their home a real fortress this season, and Keane has been a main factor of that. So Liverpool are stepping up their pursuit to try and rule out Manchester United to get him into the side, obviously to replace Lovren there, because Lovren's shit. Like there's no lying there. Liverpool fans are probably sick and tired of their defence being so leaky. But moving on as well to another English player, is the man, the legend himself, Wayne Rooney. Obviously he's been on the scene since he was about 15, 16 years old, and obviously his exit has been lurking around Man United for almost a year now. I do feel sorry for him in that regard, but obviously his body is starting to wear and tear a little bit, and with the Man United's team at the moment, they're just bulking it up even more. Just every season they're just trying to bring in more and more good players, basically to replace Rooney. But obviously him to West Ham has been one of those strange ones that has come up on the internet over the last couple of days. Now, I'm not too sure if that will actually happen because obviously the link to Everton has been more of a dominant thing there to go back to his childhood team there. But to see this one happen, would probably give a 2-star rating. Now, another one too into Man United's team is Mbappe Lotte. Now, the absolute tank of a player who is playing for Monaco at the moment could be on his way to Man United. I can really see this actually happening. It's just been one of those moves where Arsenal has been looking at him as well. Same with Chelsea, and so is Liverpool. But Mbappe Lotte has said to his agent that he'd rather go to Man United instead of all the other English Premier League sides out there now. Obviously, I'm not too sure how he would fit into the Manchester United team, obviously with Martial there in his spot, and then obviously you got Zlatan that could be extending a 1-year deal. Obviously you got Rashford, and also you've got Mkhitaryan on the right side with Jesse Lingard as well. So obviously it might be a depth move, or they may be able to do something else with him, because obviously he's a good passer of the ball as well, and he's got that physical presence. So Man United could build up, and this could be a move for the future, just like Martial was. So giving that one there is a 4-star rating there. Now, this one is a really weird one, guys. Now, I saw this one actually today. Mesut Ozil, obviously there's been a lot of exits, especially Wenger at Arsenal. But one of the big ones here is Mesut Ozil to go to Turkey and play for Fenerbahce, which is an absolute crazy move, in all fairness. Obviously, Turkey do have a lot of money, especially those big teams like Fenerbahce, Galatasaray, and the Besiktas. To see him move over there would be a bit rare, because obviously he's got that. He's still a very, very good player. I know he's got a lot of stick this season, but everyone knows what he's capable of. He is one of the assist kings of the world. If not, he's pulled off one of the best assists that we've ever seen in our life. But to move over to Fenerbahce, I can't really see it happening too much, so I'll give it a 2-star rating. Now, moving on to Everton. Now, obviously, there has been links from Romelu Lukaku to leave the Goodison. So obviously with a striker going out, they'll have to bring in another one. So a lot of scouts have been looking at Abu Bakar, which would actually be a crazy buy. I reckon he's a beast. Like, there's no denying Abu Bakar. He's a beast. Like, there's no doubt in my mind that this could possibly be a great replacement for Romelu Lukaku, because Lukaku doesn't want to sign on, so they're going to have to bring in a new striker. Abu Bakar would fit the bills really well, and I can actually really see that happening. So I definitely give that a 4-star rating. Now, staying with Everton as well, obviously they are a good side, so let's try to stick it into the top 8 there. Just to buff up their defence up is Ruben Semedo, which actually would be a really sick buy to partner up with Ashley Williams. Everton would obviously look like a more of a tanker side if they had Ruben Semedo there as well. They've also been looking for a centre-back ever since really John Stones has left. So Ruben Semedo, I know he's getting on, he's about 27, 28 years old, but obviously they're looking for the now, and they're probably trying to slot into that Europa League spot. So Ruben Semedo, I can possibly see this happening, but for him to move away from Portugal may be a little bit hard. But to give this one here is a 3-star rating. Now, moving on as well here, now which I reckon is one of the bullshit rumours I have seen all friggin' year. I can't believe I'm already seeing this as it is. Man City trying to bring in Donnarumma. Now, I am not joking. What I've seen this one for is 130 million euros. Now, obviously, Manchester City are having problems with their goalkeeper. Now, Bravo can't catch a fucking ball. He's shit. Willy Caballero's a lot better. But Bravo, I can't fault him. He's a great passer of the ball, long passing. He's good with his feet, but diving-wise and reflex-wise, sorry, mate, you're just not good enough. Man City is one of the best teams in Europe, and to have a goalkeeper that shit, they definitely need someone else. I don't know why they got rid of Joe Hart. Pep's a freaking weird man to get rid of him. Obviously, if he doesn't like you, he'll get rid of you. But to see Donnarumma go from Milan at such an early time in his life, obviously he's only just turned, I think, 17 or 18. Ridiculous talent, 130 million. That'll break some fucking records, guys. But I can't see that happening at all, so I'll give that a 1-star rating. You'd be lucky to even get 1 star. Moving on as well, we've got Man City as well. Kingsley Coman, who plays for Bayern Munich. Obviously, is a bit of an in-and-out player at Bayern Munich there. But the thing is, Frank Ribéry and Arjen Robben could be Obviously they're aging at the moment, and they'd have to be on their way out eventually. Kingsley Coman is obviously the future for Man City, and I can possibly seeing this happen. But to be fair, I don't think Bayern Munich would want to stretch out that transfer. So to let Kingsley Coman leave, I can't really see it too much. For Man City to go for him, I can definitely see it. But to be honest, Sane and Raheem Sterling on the left and right sides, it probably really puts down the possibility of Coman leaving over to Man City. So I do give that a 2-star rating. Now we're going over to the biggest flops of the years. Now, obviously, we can't joke about them finishing 4th, because I don't think they're going to even finish in the top 4. I do feel sorry for Arsenal and the Arsenal fans. I don't think Wenger should leave, especially on the terms that they're going for. But obviously, one of the worst players in the side is obviously Nacho Monreal. He's up and down as a player, and obviously they've got to look to stretch that team out a little bit. Obviously, they haven't found a decent player since Clichy left. And Dribble Sidibe probably would be a great move away from Monaco as well there. Sidibe obviously is already playing in the French national squad as well, so obviously he's got that that reputation about him as well. He's looking more and more of a beast left back. Can also probably slot up to the left mid spot as well. But to see Sidibe leave, I'd probably give a 3-star rating for this one. On to the last transfer rumour of this video. Now we've got Lorenzo Insigne possibly going on his way to England over to the Emirates. Now I can't really see this one happening too much, but there's a slight possibility. Only cons being is that Insigne has been one of Napoli's top performers next to Dries Mertens, and obviously one of the Serie A's top performers of the season as well there. But as we know, Alexis Sanchez could be on his way out of the Emirates, so obviously a left wing position will come up, and Insigne would actually be a really, really nice fit for Arsenal. But whether that'll happen or not, we're not too sure. He's the Italian maestro, anything can happen, money talks, but obviously I've given this one a 2-star rating. But if you have enjoyed this week's video, guys, please give it a like, give it a comment, maybe just give me a little bit of what your knowledge is, see what you guys reckon of these transfer rumours. Obviously some are a little bit crazy, like I said, some are a little bit more legit, but if you have enjoyed, please do subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.